Hey everyone, RogueGold here. Welcome back to the Division 2. And today, we've got some juicy new intel to go over. This week, if you saw my video yesterday or you've just heard some general chatter going around, everybody is at the edge of their seats waiting for news about the upcoming Halloween event, about the Survivors news that the devs teased. We were hoping we'd get even a morsel of something today, the last day of the week, and indeed we did. So, in this video, I want to go over, break down what we just got regarding the Division 2 Survivors, and give some of my quick thoughts about how I think this is all going to unfold, likely next week. So, you know the drill. Subscribe to stay locked in with all things Division 2 coming up. Shout out and thank you to our channel members for your ongoing support of my work. Still, it's wild to me that in the year 2025 we're getting survival back to the Division. It's all thanks to you that I'm still here, so I appreciate you more than you know. But without further ado, let's get straight to it. Alright, so just a moment ago, the game posted this: Intel incoming, approach with caution. And we got this brand new artwork piece for the Division 2 Survivors. The quick recap, if you don't know, this is a successor mode to the Division 1's survival mode. It is arriving sometime next year, likely. They haven't given us a definitive date, but that's not stopping them from giving us some new info. As you can see, Intel is incoming. They did say that we would get some news on Survivors this month, and it looks like this is the teaser for that. But before we get into when we're going to hear about it, I really want to talk about this image, because pretty much every piece of artwork that we've gotten for this so far has confirmed something, or at least suggested something about how they're going to be bringing this mode forward. So a couple of things that I notice when I look at this. This is our first look at the White House under, the new Survivors umbrella and the mode. We saw the Capitol building previously, and that had this big tarp draped over it. Guess what? Same thing here. All these yellow tarps are draped across the White House. We can also see that some kind of major storm has come through, because right here is usually where like the seasons vendor is. This is our social space. It's completely knocked down. The gate is still there, but everything else is gone. So much more so than we saw in the original survival. I think that this Survivors map is going to be very transformed from the DC that we all know. Of course, it's going to be in the winter and have snow. That's a given, but landscape changes, perhaps stuff even big enough to change the actual geography of how we navigate through DC. I totally think that is within the realm of possibility. Also, what do we see up here? These two agents are cautiously approaching this pack of dogs right in front of the entrance to the boo. This is now the second time that there's been a focus put on animals within this art. If you'll recall back, the very original piece that we got showed an agent basically hunting a pack of deer. And as I've said before, concept art is very intentional, so it would not surprise me if animal threats is like a thing that we're actually going to see within Survivors. That would be really cool. Otherwise, I note that there is, lit up windows in this building here. What does that mean? Are there other, survivors in their looting that these two are potentially going to go fight? Does that mean that there's some sort of power left within the base? I don't know. And then we get a helicopter way up here in the corner, which could indicate that extractions are happening maybe throughout the mode. You don't have to wait quite as long as you did before. Of course, you could speedrun the old survival if you wanted to. This is probably less indicative of something and more just, there's helicopters and extractions happening within this mode. Go figure. But those are some of the main takeaways that I see from this piece. As I said then, talking about how we think this is going to play out, right? When are we getting this intel that they hint about up here? It's probably coming sometime next week. We're getting the Halloween event on Tuesday. That's pretty much locked in. I would think if there was going to be a dev stream on Monday, they would have announced that right here. Hopefully it's not going to be in like an hour, and then I post this video and I'm just out of the loop. My thought is we get patch notes on Monday for the new patch and the Halloween event. We get the event on Tuesday. Maybe we hear Wednesday that there's going to be a dev stream on Thursday, and then we get a Survivors focused, or at least Survivors featuring dev stream later in the back half of next week. Again, total prediction, I could be 100% wrong, but for now, this is the latest on the Division 2 Survivors. Well, everybody, there you have it. Just wanted to jump on here very quickly and talk about that new info drop that we got. As I've said before, here on the channel, aside from the Division 3, Survivors is my most anticipated piece of upcoming Division content, so you best believe that any new piece of concept art or whatever news we get, I'm going to cover it right here. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it worth your time. If you did, I very much appreciate you being here and watching. I would love to hear any and all of your thoughts about this. What do you think about the artwork itself? Do you notice any little details that I maybe missed? And what do you think about the actual rollout of this information? Do you think we're going to get a dev stream next week? Maybe just an article? Let me know. But that's all I've got for today. Again, thank you for watching. I'll catch you back soon. RogueGold. Out.